My Greatest Adventure number 4, written by a bunch of people because 3 different stories. Start off with Robot Man, written by Matt Kint and Scott Collins on art. They arrived on an island of robotic creatures and they met a really big one last issue. Robot Man is pushing Maddie out of the way of a giant boulder being thrown by this humongous beast. He's picked up and tossed by the beast and hits a mountain, so he is super damaged right now. He realizes that it probably isn't a coincidence that he's ended up on this robotic island made of the same tech he is, while on this case to find a missing brother of a Miss Turing. Some animals come about and he starts absorbing them for their organic material while having to filter out the robotic stuff. And he gets a radio call from Maddie saying that she is trying to get to a bunker and get safe. We see that the monster has targeted her, though, and while she has almost gotten caught, she does make it inside the bunker. And Robot Man is left sitting there feeling helpless as he repairs. And then we get his whole backstory of he was a crazy, risk taker who was recruited by this group of explorers and scientists called Unreason. Stupidest acronym I've ever seen. But he did all these cool things, and they basically told him, hey, how would you like to do a race that's also with land speed record-setting cars? And he's like, cool, let's do it. So then he does the race, and the car, they did the math wrong or something like that, and the car crashes, and it's a fiery explosion, but the nanobots inside the car were programmed to save his life at all costs. So what does that mean? He's going to become a robot, but they don't show it in this issue. All he knows is that he was fearless the whole time because that's just the way he lived, without fear. And that's where we leave off. So for that particular one, I give that a 6.5. Doesn't really feel like it furthered anything, but then again, doesn't have a lot of pages to do it in. Art's fine, though. And the second half of it looks like a different artist, so I'm amazed that it is just Scott Collins the whole time. At least I think it is. I'm not going to check. Anyway, Garbage Man, written by Aaron Lopresti and art by Aaron Lopresti. We left off with Garbage Man fighting a dinosaur last issue. If you remember, there was also a lawyer who was leading the company. This picks up where he's shot just walking out to his car one day, or he gets a flat or something like that, and he's killed. So yeah, he's dead. Back to the dinosaur fight, though. Garbage Man leads into action. He manages to throw down the dino, but the dino gets a good whack in with his tail. So then Garbage Man uses his toxic attack that he had before on the dino's face, gets the lighter from nearby and sets it on fire, thus causing the dinosaur to recoil. Garbage Man gets a grip of the tail, swats it against some cement beams, and knocks it out. So back on the surface, there's a homeless woman who gets some money in her can, and we see that it is that one woman who I forget her name. I'm going to say Ellen because that sounds familiar, but I might be wrong on that. But the one who was looking for Garbage Man. So she basically asks the homeless woman, hey, I need your help now. Then we see Garbage Man getting the rundown from the Reverend of what that dinosaur was. Turns out that there was a dude who said that anytime he goes to sleep, he just conjures up these monsters and he can't control it, and everyone's in danger because of it. And maybe it's science or maybe it's magic, but Garbage Man thinks that it is a result of the same experiments that he was sort of a part of in his company, because apparently he said the person in charge said they used homeless people. So anyway, there's a loud cry for help, and Samantha was her name. Samantha turns out to be the one. She was down in the sewers looking for Garbage Man. It's another dinosaur. Garbage Man comes in, just swats the thing down. Samantha apologizes for running away, and they all have to run while the dinosaur is incapacitated. But then they see the man who's the one who conjures them up, and he's like, Garbage Man, you're going to have to kill me. It's the only way to stop it. And that's where we leave off with that. I want to give a 6. It's furthering it. It's doing something. I don't really feel like too much, but it's some cool fight scenes at the very least, dinosaur fights. And lastly, we pick up with Tanga, art and story by Kevin McGuire. We left off last issue with Za showing up, and they had to fight a giant land whale while also fighting each other. And that's just what this issue is, where Tanga tries to take off to fight the land whale, and Za's just constantly hitting on her. Just no, my pretty, I'm not finished with you yet. And Tanga's like, dude, we gotta fight the whale. Stop your weird stuff. Tanga blasts him with some lasers, but he seems kind of into it. So they go into the mouth of the whale and continue to fight there. Za lands some hits on Tanga, but it's not hurting her. So she's like, oh, okay, you can't do anything to me now. Cool. So she keeps firing off shots at Za. He retreats deeper into the beast. Tanga follows suit. He gets some cheap shots every once in a while. But basically, as they do one of their blasts at each other, it manages to stop the beast. Like, whatever they did inside its stomach, it stopped it. But Za has managed to hide from Tanga, and she's lost track of which way she's going, like which way is out. So she makes a decision 50-50 and follows it all the way through. Turns out she chose wrong and literally comes out of the land whale's butt. And before she does anything else, she dives into a lake and cleans off. She looks around and sees that Za is taking all the credit for the attack, or for stopping the attack. And when Tanga goes to like prove that he's completely making it up, Za launches attacks that are actually damaging to him now, or damaging to her now. And Za's like, "Are you ready to give up? Ready to give up and be mine, Tanga?" And Tanga's like, "Yes, I can't possibly fight you. I am yours." And that's where we leave off. Tanga's always the really weird one. I can't describe Tanga, but I'm going to give that one a 6. It's fine. I'm not sure. It doesn't feel that super necessary. It feels like a pivot into something else, but we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that is My Greatest Adventure number 4 and the 3 stories there within.